and it goes out. So for this to join all the various thoughts that are manifestations of prana, you have the Indra. Indra means the king of the Indriyas, the sense organs. This is the enlightened mind, the mind that is going beyond all the um, fun in life and then trying to see where I can have that same fun but on a permanent and higher intensity. So Indra helps the Maruts, and that's how the Veda tells the story. And then Rudra. Now, Rudra is the terrific god. Everybody is afraid of Rudra because you've now reached a certain height in spiritual consciousness. You're not an animal anymore. And now you can't afford to make a mistake. Rudra is like a master whip. He comes there and then he helps push you up. And when he helps push you up in evolution, you have a lot of psychological and psychic wars that are being fought on the inside. That's where you might go into a depression, you might go into a psychotic phase, or you might have a terrible family relationship, or something will collapse and you'll be devastated, a crisis, a major crisis in your life. Then they say that's the fight between the war between the devas and asuras. That is the monsters and the illumined ones, the dark and the light. So when you have that sort of thing happening, and sometimes you're helpless because it's a very big energy and you're trying to push ahead and something is pulling you back. It's like grace and gravity on equal level. Then this Rudra comes and gives you a real shaking up, puts you through many hardships at that time, and then pulls you up after that, depending on whether you have faith or not. Eventually, it will all come back to faith. If you have faith, you will say, okay, even if I'm in a difficulty, he will take care. If you don't have faith, a little difficulty and you collapse. So that is why at that point the faith becomes so important. It has to be an authentic faith, not something you put on. Because the minute you put on and then you start shaking and some difficulty comes, Rudra comes, gives you one bolt, pulls the carpet from under you, sends you flying. And after all this, you are vulnerable, you are fragile, but you say, I won't leave the path. That's what they want to see. Not that you are a great performer at it. The powers, the energies of the universe want to see whether you are a person worth keeping alive spiritually. Because if you're going to give up at the slightest noise, then there's no point wasting time on. You might as well take a few more births and learn. Here you're patient and you're able to take your blows and you're not shaking on your path. And then bhakti helps you, devotion helps you because you say, if you give me hell also, it's okay because you're with me.
Yeah,
That gives a great courage.
that
Yeah,
thing,
tell me.
when we pray some things, most of the time it doesn't happen. That means what you
Mm.
said, that the faith is not strong, right?
Faith is not strong and maybe you're confusing issues. I'll tell you something.
Hmm.
I stand near my balcony here many years ago, 40 years ago, and I would like look at an empty field in front, big large field. We had an ashram where it is now, and think how lovely if we had the ashram here. It'd be just across. I can walk and come. In 10 years, an ashram came. It wasn't the Bihar School of Yoga. It was in the ashram because I wasn't specific. You see,
In
I said
ashram, auntie? What ashram?
I thought in my mind that I want our ashram, but tell the universe, I said, good to have an ashram here. I thought in my mind, this is how I identified. But ashram came, and I didn't say I want Bihar School of Yoga ashram to come.
Okay.
So it Aurobindo ashram.
Oh, okay.
Some ashrams
Started it and started a school up place. So you have what is called a Mirambika school across the road. So I'm saying you have to be very specific, to be very clear in what you want, and be ready for the consequences also.
Yeah.
You know, I say I want to be a very rich and I'm a good person. I want to give it to everybody and help everyone come up. You might be a prime minister. You might end up being Trump.
Trump lady.
And if you're not very effective with your what you want to
But
do,
in the
it is
mind, I'm hating the Trump, okay, auntie? In the mind, I'm hating Trump. But I'm praying, I
yes,
want to be rich so I can help others. So in the mind,
yeah,
power can help there, right?
no,
No?
because it is just words, impure words. It makes no sense. You will might be a school taking fees and helping some students, and some of them will go haywire.
Mm.
So what you have to, what's the important thing is your body and your mind must be in complete harmony.
Okay.
That is why they say thought, speech, and deed.
Mm.
Pure in thought and deed. Because what your mind says, your body has to follow. Body has to be healthy and hygienic so that it can understand what the mind is actually saying. The mind might be saying, tell a lie.
Mm.
And the mind may say to you that it's okay to tell a lie. You're going to help 5 people, no?
Mm.
What are you doing? You're taking the job of a higher power. You're acting like God. Because you're
Oh.
saying it's okay to tell a lie. Because after all, I'm helping so many people, no? And then you'll find where one deity has said a lie in one situation, but you're not there.
Mm.
You can't, when you reach that level, then you see the larger vision. Then even if you slap your child because he's going to put his hand in the fire, you won't have committed a sin because you're trying to protect him.
Yeah.
Slap him because you're angry with the gas man who's fixed it badly, then it is not in harmony.
Okay.
So when body and mind are in harmony, the Atma or the soul will ditch them both and carry on, detach. Because the purpose of the body and mind is to help you understand this and bring it into a harmonious unit. Once the purpose is served, then the Atma leaves. Then you might die or you might be moving into a meditative state and then you might move higher. At that time, the Rudra energy becomes very benevolent and merciful. And in the Ramayana, which we'll go to slowly, Rudra element was Hanuman, the Hanuman. And Hanuman had conquered all the Panchabhutas, that is the earth, water, fire, air, space. These are the five of which the body is made, the body. So what he does is he goes to help Sita. She's born of the earth, that's the earth element. Flies over the ocean. So that is the water element. He sets Sri Lanka on fire. That's the fire element. He then what is it? Vayu. He's the son of Vayu. Vayu or the wind it's called, but it's not just the wind as it is seen. It is the life force of the universe, of which prana is just one portion. What happened?
Nothing.
Nothing.
We can hear
Nothing.
you,
We can
auntie.
hear you.
Because I suddenly all of you disappeared, so I thought I too disappeared. So you have the wind. He is the son of the wind, and the wind is actually the name. Vayu is the symbol of the energy that gives life to everything in the universe that is created. For example, this computer has life. This table has life. The chair has life. Only we don't see it that way because we see life in relation to human beings. Even animals, we say, are a little lower in order, and by the time you come to a stone, there is nothing there. But then, you can make a cross out of marble and you put in a church or make a vigraham of Krishna or on a black granite, you put it in a temple. When you go to the temple or that church, you feel good, no? You don't look at it like a stone on the ground that you walk on. Why does that happen? Because you're also given that quality of associating something with something. And then over generations, you followed it. So it's formed a pattern in your brain. So when you see this, automatically you say, I feel something, even if you've not been educated in a conservative family or something touches you on the inside. Because that is moving into a higher dimension with the help of an archetype like this. Something which is aware of something. If you see a rose or 10 roses, beautiful fragrance, you feel like going and smelling it, no? If you see a whole lot of poop, you won't say lovely and go.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
Mm.
for generations and generations, these things have been programmed into us.
Mm.
So, but then there are people who will go and smell poop.
Mm.
That's how
Dogs.
many of the tribal people did, so that they could see the
Mm.
food ate according to the smell. Then they will know these people come from this area where there is agriculture, or they
Oh.
don't have agriculture, they eat only meat. So they will go and hunt those people and fight with them.
Oh. Okay.
Like that's why they would. That's why you always hear about like big buffalo.
Mm. Yeah.
You know, there are some jokes I've even forgotten them. I'm growing old, but still. Um, so everything that we call the truth is only relative. In one place, it will be the smartest thing to do. At another place, it's disgusting.
Mm.
Another place, it's very hilarious, and another place, it's a great tragedy. So that what we call the truth is only a transient relative fact. When your body and your mind is in harmony, then wherever you go to different cultures also, you will tune in with that culture comfortably, and you won't have a problem about it. It may not be your relative truth, it may be somebody else's relative truth,
Mm.
but you and that person are close. There is love there, friendship there. So you will not reject, you will accept that person's diversity also. Then you have expanded yourself into knowing the other person. You're closer to something higher. So that at the end, when in different books, you will see God says, feed so and so, you're feeding me.
Mm.
Is
Yes.
it?
Yes.
Muhammad says, if you clothe those poor women, you're giving me the clothes. You don't have to give it only to me because I am in them. He has expanded, he has become part of them. When you do that, Rudra is pushing you up. When Rudra pushes you up, you take your first step into the spiritual world. And at that point, what helps you get pushed up is who you call the guru. That is where the guru comes in. Now, why that person is called the guru? Because Ru Ra is fire, light, and Gu darkness. That is the darkness of avidya or ignorance. Coming and standing in front of you, and have God coming as somebody and standing in front of you, and then you might say, this person is very bad. I don't like him. I always feel uncomfortable in his presence. Very unpleasant. Why? Because we are seeing the body and the mind as we perceive it. We are seeing the form, we are not seeing the essence. So when you have that sort of thing happening and then you get pushed up, now you've really started evolving. And then there are um, uh, areas, dimensions beyond it, and we won't go into those dimensions. Now, this is just to give you the context in which the Ramayana is written. When you come to this, you have to understand that Rudra is a force, it's a very powerful force. And it's a force that starts the good vibrations, bring all the thoughts together, moving towards a spiritual path. So that is why people, if you do all the way, very humbly towards the highest path. And then there is yet another aspect. This is the first part I wanted to tell you, the context in which they are talking about. It's not just a story, the Ramayana. It is about an inner journey and what you have to look for, what you will find. So, is it blurred for you?
Hmm?
Vision blurred?
No, auntie, it's
No,